The charts from a distance.
Give them to us like a punch in the face.
So just before we go into the charts, because we really didn't talk about his speech, let me say one thing.
By the way, can I just say that's a great angle right there. Let's just stay on that angle.
So, of course, Steve.
No, let's stay on that angle.
Black eye.
It's like that Batman move too.
It's quite
Let's
something.
just stay on that side.
I think that's my bad. I think that's my bad side anyway.
Okay, well we still can't see. But come on,
I like it.
Do you want to talk about Trump, or should we just keep talking about me?
You.
No,
Okay, good.
please.
You talking about Trump.
Me talking about Trump. Can I just say one thing before the charts?
Yes.
Okay, one thing before the charts. The speech was a kind of mishmash of stuff.
Yeah.
If you were a plutocrat, you would love his tax cuts, which we're going to talk about in 1 second, because they were all for the rich, basically.
Right.
If you were a populist, you loved his trade stuff, because it was all anti-trade. And then there was the whole sort of diatribe against government. And
You don't have to take that shot. Go ahead.
And so
Go ahead.
there are millions of people watching this, Joe, who want to hear about Trump.
I know, so I'm talking to Tom. You talk.
I give up.
No.
So it was a speech that did not completely put him back in the traditional Republican base. It put him somewhere between there, Bernie Sanders, all over the place. It was a whole compilation of stuff.
You're saying he was unmoored economically.
He was unmoored economically. Now let's talk about the charts.
This is a shot.
Okay,
Let's
let's talk about his tax cuts. So he did reduce his tax plan from what he had proposed in September. He basically adopted the House Republican tax plan, which is 3 tax brackets of 12%, 25%, and 33%. But he also proposed a 15% tax on business, down from 35%, and created this kind of loophole where a lot of individuals, potentially, including you, Joe, could actually pay 15% instead of 33%.
Wait, what are you talking about?
He's allowing all businesses, including those that operate as LLCs and partnerships and things like that.
No, see, I get a check across my desk every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but you could probably change that. You could probably change
Phil pays me.
All right.
And because I'm in Connecticut, I pay 56% taxes.
I'm being told to push on. So,
Can you believe that? 56% in taxes.
So, Trump's tax plan would cost the Treasury between $7 and $9 trillion of revenue over the next 10 years.
Wow.
Clinton has proposed increasing taxes on the wealthy, the so-called Buffett rule, where you pay as much as your secretary, raising taxes on people who make over $5 million a year.
So let me ask you this. Is that so the Buffett rule we've heard before are people that are millionaires pay at least 30%. Is that what she's adopting?
Essentially that, plus a surcharge of 4% on people who make over $5 million a year, plus various other taxes on the wealthy.
A surcharge on their income, so instead of paying 39%, they pay 43%.
4% more.
You know, that's what Americans need more, higher taxes.
Okay, but
To discourage productivity and get more people out of work. Okay,
but
so
let's just talk. But you don't like deficits, so let's just continue and let's get to the impact on the deficit.
Okay.
So on the spending side, oddly enough, both of them would actually increase spending. Trump has a little over $1 trillion of new spending in there. A bunch of it for veterans, but a lot of it simply interest on the debt because of his deficit. Hillary Clinton wants to rebuild the infrastructure, provide more money for education, a lot of the social programs that have been cut over the last few years. Trump talked endlessly yesterday about our infrastructure and how we have to fix our infrastructure, but he actually has nothing in his budget proposal. I can't talk while you two are like talking to each other.
Well, I'm telling him to shut his pie hole so you can talk.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, keep going.
Trump actually had nothing in his numbers yesterday to pay for all the infrastructure he said he was going to do to make America great again. And then finally, Trump is going to make deficits great again. And so his tax plan would add something between $7.5 and $10 trillion to our deficit over the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Clinton, and this has been scored by independent budget analysts,
This isn't
essentially has a balance. This is not just me. This is not just the Hillary Clinton talking points.
Yeah.
These are independent analysts saying that basically her tax increases match her spending
Willie, are you
increases.
skeptical? Willie, are you skeptical?
The Clinton number seems a little low.
Well, that's the net. She's got tax increases on the wealthy we talked about. She's got spending increases like about $1.5 trillion.
What's she proposing on reforming entitlements?
Zero.
Oh my God.
Neither of them are going to get into entitlements at this moment.
Is Hillary Clinton going to raise taxes on the middle class?
No. You know, she made this speech, and I think you had it on your show, where she said we are to raise taxes, and she dropped the NT, and so Trump took it and put it in an ad saying she was going to raise taxes on the middle class. But I think if you listen to that carefully, that's not what she was saying, right?
Well,
She's not currently proposing it.
Excuse me?
She's not currently.
It's not in her proposal.
Okay, she just sounded like it.
So what is your point?
No, but she just sounded like she's going to raise taxes on the middle class.
She's not going to raise
But
taxes.
neither of them is talking about
I mean,
entitlement.
you're saying, though, if you play the record backwards, it says turn me on, dead man. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
Neither of them is talking about entitlement reform. Hillary Clinton's plan wouldn't make our out-year deficit problem worse, but it also wouldn't make it better. Trump's would demonstrably make it much worse. And you know, the irony is that Trump runs around talking about the $19 trillion of debt that we have,
And he's
talking about adding 7.